Hey everyone, I'm here with Penelope, who just woke up from a nap and is upset that I'm making noise at 3:30 when she feels like it's fine to make noise at 4 in the morning. But we are going to do some crafting today using flowers from my garden. So in about a week and a half, I am having a few friends over for a garden party, which I'm really excited about because this is the first time I've had a garden party. I've had my garden here, started in 2020. So obviously we didn't have a lot of parties the first couple years. And then last year I just kind of never got around to it. But this year I think because the inside is so pretty, because both of the decks are now a garden, I think this is gonna be perfect. So what we're gonna do today is something I saw on Instagram, and that is to make, oh, bless you. And that is to make little floral candle lanterns, both to use as decor at the garden party, and then for the people that are coming to actually take home with them too. So let me go pet Penelope real quick, and then I will show you what I'm going to use for today's project. Yes, I know, your life is so hard. You just need all the pets. Hi, Penelope. Okay, well, Penelope got bored of me and left. So here is what I'm using to make the lanterns. These are yogurt jars that I got off of Amazon. I do not make my own yogurt, but I think these are really cute. This is what was used in the reel I saw on Instagram, and I really liked the shape of it. So if I take off the lid, we're basically going to put pressed flowers around the outside, put a little tea candle on the inside. Again, light these probably on this table because this is where the food will be. So some decoration there. And hopefully people will like them enough to take them home. So this came with 20, is that right? 4 times 5, yes, multiplication tables. And then it also came with plastic lids or these cork lids. I think it'd be cute to like take the cork lids with. And then that way, if there is a candle in there, you can use this as kind of like a, what's it called? Candle putter outer. I don't know what the actual word is, but to kind of snuff out the flame. And then also, you can take the tea candle out and use it to store anything, like other dried flowers, for example. So I am going to hang on to all of the lids that it came with. It also came with some twine here for decoration. Probably tie some around. I don't know. We'll see once I get it done. And then it came with these little tags. So it's a really nice, complete set, especially if I was using it for yogurt. But I think I can get good use out of all of these. Also, when I'm running low on the jars that I use for the bouquets, the giveaway bouquets out front, I can use some of these as well. So those are the jars. Then coming over and finding, oh, there's a new hat. Okay, so I got a new hat because I wanted one with a bigger brim just for a little bit more sun protection. And I don't know if it's just maybe too big or I'm not used to it. I think we're going to craft outside, so I'll wear that when we're out there and you can let me know. But I think in one of these drawers are my dried flowers. Yep, here they are. So I store them in these little photo boxes that I know a lot of people also use for seed storage, which I do as well. So I have 4 containers of dried flowers. Here's what's in each of those 4. The 3 pansies I've separated out by colors. So the maroon, the blue, and the yellow. And then this is my miscellaneous, but look how pretty these orchid flowers are. I think these are one of my favorite flowers I've dried. There's a couple stuck together there. Come on, there we go. Oh, look how pretty that is. I think that'll look really nice on one of those lanterns. So I'm going to gather up all of my supplies. I have Mod Podge in my closet. You can also make natural glue. I know there's a recipe for that, I think with water and baking soda, baking powder, one of those two, but I have Mod Podge on hand, so that's what I'm going to use, and a paintbrush. Well, the plan was to go outside and do this, but I think it's just a little bit too windy, and I'm pretty sure all of the flowers that I pressed are going to fly away if I attempt to do that. Also, it is dirty out there, or dirtier than it is in here, maybe. So I think it might just help to keep these cleaner too, since they are going to be covered with Mod Podge. So I have everything. I think I'm gonna do 8 total, but I just brought over 4 for now. Oh, I have my hat on, even though we're inside, because I just need you to tell me, is this too big? Like comically big, or giving me good shade protection big? Let me know what you think. I feel like looking in the camera now, it feels very large. I've hit walls because I'm not used to this much diameter of a hat on my head. But let me know what you think. I think I'm gonna keep it anyway, but I don't know. It works for sun protection. I just don't know if it looks kind of silly on me. All right, anyway, let me go ahead. I'll take you up closer so you can see what I'm doing. And then we will get these made. And I'm really excited. I think this will be a fun thing to be able to give away to my friends after the garden party. So I'm thinking my plan will be to decorate 2 sides of each of these jars, but I know the Mod Podge is gonna leave a film, obviously, so the whole thing's gonna be covered in Mod Podge just so it's a consistent texture on the whole jar. But I think the flowers are just gonna go on one side and then the other. So let me see what I wanna start with. Oh, and I think I'm gonna do the same on both sides too, just because I'm a person who likes consistency. Now, some of these flowers, well, a lot of these flowers are quite large, but actually I think something that size wouldn't be too bad. So what I'm going to do right now is just kind of get an idea of what I want to put on this one before I actually start just going for it. So I have these ivy leaves, which I can't even remember, must have come off a plant I killed because I don't have anything that still has leaves that look like this. But I think pairing a leaf like that with, is that flower too big? But something like this. So a leaf and then a flower. So I'm going to put the leaf down first because I know I like that, and then figure out which flower goes best. I just realized I am left-handed, so probably should have put you on the other side. Let me know if you're left-handed too. I feel like I don't know a lot of other people who are left-handed. No one else in my family is, so it was just me. But first I'm going to go ahead and just paint on some of the Mod Podge. Just getting a thin layer here. Then let's go ahead and take a leaf and place it onto the jar, and then I'm just going to hold it in place for a few seconds so that it sticks. And then, because I'm going to put the flower partially on top of the leaf, what I'm going to do right now is add another layer. Now this leaf is a pretty thick consistency. If I was working, which I do have some of my other flowers here, which are a bit thinner, I'd be even more delicate with brushing the Mod Podge just so I don't tear it. But this one is actually pretty good. All right, so that layer is going to help the leaf stay on. Now let's go ahead and add a flower. So again, just brushing on the Mod Podge here. And let's go right here. Now this one is much more delicate, so I am being a little bit more gentle. Now also, because this has multiple petals that are kind of sitting on top of each other, it's not just one flat surface. You can see how the petals right here that aren't touching the Mod Podge are sticking up. So what I'm going to do is go back in here, and again, this is where I'm going to be a bit more gentle. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the petal below and then brush the petal above. Just kind of getting under there and brushing down, under and brushing down. And I'm just going to do that so that all the petals are secure. So again, under that petal and then brush it down. And that's what it looks like right now. I know there's still a lot of white. The Mod Podge will dry a little bit more clear, not completely clear, but a little bit more. And then it should look pretty good. Now, I did say I was going to do front and back, but I think this is so large that I don't want to cover up the candle too much. So I think I'm just going to stick with one side done. But I'm going to go ahead and add the layer of Mod Podge around just so there's not like a weird line where it ends. And I'm trying to keep my strokes all the same direction, just so there's not too many like different lines on here. All right, I think that's good. So now I'm gonna let this dry and we'll see what that one looks like. But now I will go on and decorate the rest. You know what, I do wanna try one with the orchid flower. I'm realizing I don't have a ton of leaves, and I do like the addition of the leaves with the flower, but maybe I'll just combine a few flowers together. But I just think that would look really pretty. I mean, honestly, even if I just did that, although I can't ever restrain myself to being so simplistic with it, but I like even just the look of that one on there, but maybe I can layer this with some of the pansies. I mean, this pansy was definitely a lot lighter when it was on the plant, but they dry pretty deep. Let me find a smaller one because I don't need that large. Oh, I like these colors together. I think that's a good pairing here. I think that could work. Do I want something a little larger? Or maybe two smaller ones. Now I'm trying to make sure I cover enough space when I put the initial layer of Mod Podge down so that it does make sure the whole flower sticks. Like I don't want to paint a space that's smaller than the flower. So let's put you here. Like that. Do I just want to? I think I do just want to. I think that's a little bit nicer looking. So I'm going to add the layer on top of this one since again it's going to overlap. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the orchid on. Oh, I think I'm going to like this a lot. So that's how that pear looks. I'm going to add the layer on top of the orchid just to keep it secure. And there's a few of the smaller petals here sticking up. So brush under and brush over. Same tactic used for the pansies. All right, there's that one done. Let's go ahead and move this over to dry. So in the time I painted that, here's the one that I just did first, and you can see how clear it does dry. So it's not, again, completely clear. There is kind of like a little film on the jar when you paint it, but now you can see the flowers. Oh, that looks so pretty. I'm so excited. All right, so I'm just gonna keep working through the rest now, and I will show you at the end what they all look like. I think I'm gonna try to do something a little bit different on each. I don't know, we'll see. I'm only doing 8, so I should be able to come up with that many different ideas. I'm done with the 8 that I was going to make. I might make a few more, I'm not sure yet, but I do want to save jars for giveaway vases and just other crafts that I might want to do. But this was really fun. It was fast, it was easy, and I love how they turned out. So let me show you the different combinations I did. Some of them are completely dry, some are still in the process, but this was the first one with the leaf and then the blue pansy, and I liked that one so much, that combination, and I did a second one with just a little different positioning of the leaf so that I can keep one of those for myself. Another one, well, I like them all, but another one I like is this one because I used two of the more muted pansies. So I think that one's really pretty. And then I did some more of like the leaf and a pansy with the yellow. I do wish I had more greenery. I need to remind myself to press more greens because I'm very good at pressing the flowers, not necessarily the leaves. And then this one has a pansy and an orchid. Again, I think the colors of those worked really well together. These are just two pansies. This one had yellow in it, so I thought it would look nice with the yellow pansy. Another one I did with a tulip petal actually, and an orchid, and then just a random flower I can't remember down there. So this one's very like pastel-y, like that too. And then this is the one I did most recently. And it's just a blue and one of the red pansies together. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put a candle in one so we can see what it's going to look like. I'm not sure where my lighter is. Got it. All right, let's get this in the center. I love that. Do you see how it just, I don't even know if you can really tell because it's so bright out right now, but it does a nice job of illuminating. Oh no, you really cannot tell it all on camera. Well, it looks pretty to me here, and I think that'll be really nice to have like these kind of placed around the table for the garden party. Some other ways that I use these pressed flowers, I do a lot of cards, and I find that people in general like getting cards because it's not a thing that happens a lot. So even if I send like a regular card, people are impressed, but if I have a bunch of blank cards that I will just decorate with the flowers and the Mod Podge, and people really, really appreciate it. I'll also put some like on the envelope, the outside. Those don't always look as great when they get to the person, but at least they knew there was some effort in it. I'm trying to think how else I use the pressed flowers. I might put some in a frame. That might be a plan for a winter project, but yeah, I really like having these on hand just to personalize different objects. So this has been really fun. You will see these again when we decorate for the garden party because I will show you how it turns out. And that's going to be everything, I think, for this video. So thank you so much for watching it, and I will see you in the next one. Let me know how else you use pressed flowers so I can go ahead and add those to my list.